when we talk about managing IP assets, as we showed you there, the value piece is what it can really do for your business in terms of building value, revenues, acquisitions, exits, things like that. You have to understand that managing IP assets, especially inside a business, and we're talking about this, more so with businesses that have multiple types of intellectual property than perhaps a smaller business with a single. But if you have 2 or 3 different IP assets, in some cases you may have a portfolio of assets, you have to understand that IP management is more than just putting it on paper and saying, this is the IP we have. As an asset, you have to manage it, much like tangible assets, such as your plant, your equipment, your inventory, your raw materials. You have to do inventory management, okay? You have to do production management. Those all require going certain tasks, activities, and steps that are involved in it. And they all come together to be able to enable businesses to effectively manage their inventory or manage their products or whatever the case is. Now, that's on the tangible asset side. On the intangible asset side, when we talk about IP management, it involves tasks, activities, certain specific areas, but they all have to be brought into play in order to effectively manage it. And so what you see up here on the screen is basically what you would have to do, all the different pieces of what's involved in effectively managing your IP, from the development of it, protecting it, maintaining it, inventory, controlling it, the legal side, the insurance side, the finance, and the revenue side. Okay, all of this is important and needs to be done. And in some cases, you may be looking at IP management. Many companies do this and say, well, we're just going to find licensing partners and just license it out and that's it. And they're not really focused on some of the other important things. For example, if you do have, and let's talk about trade secrets in particular and processes and procedures. I'm working with a couple of clients who have developed very sophisticated process and procedures. They've done it over decades. And now they're looking at licensing them. And in order to do that, the starting point is getting involved in this IP management, because the first thing that we need to do is we need to look at them from a protection standpoint, but more importantly, an inventory standpoint. What do they have? And catalog all of this. And that's something that is often overlooked. If you don't know what you have, if you don't have it out on in a spreadsheet of some form, if it isn't listed out, it's going to be very challenging at best for you to be able to effectively manage it, and more importantly, to be able to really license it and leverage it for its full value. So you really need to be able to have an inventory. And along with that, then comes all the other pieces to it. Are what are the controls? When you manage it, you have to control your IP, especially trade secrets. You want to make sure you keep that confidential. The controls are internal controls with your employees, maybe your vendors, suppliers, whatever the case is. There have to be controls in place. And along with that, of course, you have to have the legal support around, whether it's through non-disclosure documents, work for hire documents, whatever the case is. These are all important in the management of your IP.